How has your past experience building 3D worlds helped with this VR exploration?
So my past experience building VR worlds, like the past 20 years I've been making games, has prepared me to quickly iterate through the challenges of VR. Like I talk to a lot of devs that run into the same thing. Like it's a reset on everything we know. So the past 10, 20 years has been, oh, we're just adding more polygons, more textures. It wasn't solving any really like interesting problems, I guess. I mean, they're minorly interesting, but this is a whole new set of things. And it's so hard and so awesome. Like I love being challenged like that. But instead of the way I was challenged, 20 years ago, now I've got 20 years of experience behind me, and I'm not that old yet. I feel like I'm in the perfect place that I have all this experience. I can do stuff fast, and I don't get discouraged when it doesn't work out. Because if you're going to write like a giant document about, oh, I'm going to make the perfect VR experience, you're going to fail. It's not going to work. You need to rapidly iterate through trying things and say, oh, what am I going to do quickly to experiment and say, is this going to work or not? And then move on to the next thing. So having like those years and years of experience prepared me to quickly move through things and say like, this doesn't work, this doesn't work. Oh, this does work. Let's do more of that. I can't wait to do more of that. And we're quickly, solving these problems. And it's like I said, I'm up at all hours of the night, like just passionately working on this stuff because it's so exciting. It's so exciting to be prepared to do VR really well.
What excites you about Oculus Touch as a developer?
Well, Oculus Touch, to me as a developer, is that next leap. And it's hard to actually not get too excited about it right now because we're primarily focusing on our launch experience with the gamepad. And I think our game works great as a gamepad. So I'm very focused on that. But when I've played what other people have made with the Touch, it just makes my mind just start racing because it lets you do new things that you couldn't do before. So the first experience is, if you're going to make it with a gamepad and VR, it's perfect. I mean, I wouldn't say anybody should not get excited about that. Touch just opens up the next generation of things, and you're going to see things build from there. But it's like a palette. So you've got like this many things that you can do. It's like, okay, you've got a VR world, you've got a convincing world, and you've got a gamepad. These types of experiences are going to be really solid and available to you. And then adding touch is like, now you can do all this other stuff. Now there's like a whole new world. And it's just exciting to see it open up. And like sort of every new device or interface that we have lets us level up what we can do in VR.
What are your thoughts on how quickly VR is evolving as a game platform?
So VR as a game platform is evolving incredibly fast. I mean, faster than any of us expected. It was only a few short years ago that they were showing the DK1 and DK2, and developers were like scrambling because we've read the science fiction, we've known VR was going to come in our lifetimes, but we always felt the hardware wasn't there. So if the hardware's not there, it's not ready. Why would you build stuff for it? It's chicken and egg type problem. And then Lucky Palmer like making this stuff out of like cell phone parts and like. You could see that it was ready. You could calculate. We're only a few short years from the hardware being ready. And now, we're talking, this is on the eve of, the launch of like the consumer version of the Rift. And the Gear VR stuff is already out and it's there, it's consumer ready. And so we feel like we're scrambling to get the software ready because the hardware is actually advanced faster than the software. So, it's a lot of pent up energy and we're excited to develop stuff for it. But it's crazily ironic that the hardware is ahead of the software because like the console generations and stuff is kind of the opposite. Like it's very iterative. We know what's coming. It's going, just waiting for that. But with the VR stuff, it's shocking to us that it's ready and we're just scrambling to make stuff. It's so fast. It's so fast.
So where do you see VR in 5 years from now?
I honestly cannot see where VR will be in 5 years, other than it's just going to be better and better. I don't know how quickly it's going to happen. I just know I've been shocked at how fast the last 5 years are. So if we go back in time 5 years, I would not have predicted that it's this good now. And that's why I question my ability to predict the next 5 years. All I know is just like keep running full speed, from what I'm doing as a developer and making stuff, and trust that everybody's going crazy fast on the hardware side of it because it just accelerates. So we've had this much movement, this much like movement towards getting a consumer version when the market isn't even there. So as the market starts to pick up traction, how fast is this going to accelerate? I mean, look at the iPhone. People are like, oh, you're not going to sell that many. It's like, how many iPhones are sold in the first year? People were like, it's not going anywhere. But it doubles and doubles and doubles until it's monstrous. And we're going to see VR do that really fast.